What is up, everybody? You're very welcome back after our watch along. Liverpool have gone to Villa Park and beaten Aston Villa by 2-1. It wasn't the prettiest game you're ever going to see in your life, but job done. Klopp got to rest and rotate a few people as well. I'm going to go through in a moment and do my player ratings for you guys. We'll be asking you for your Anfield Agenda Man of the Match as well. That poll is live in the chat right there now. For anybody who wants to go and have their say in it, the options you guys have are Sadio Mane, Luis Diaz, Alisson Becker and Matip. How Alisson has found his way onto that Man of the Match poll, I don't know, but maybe it's the same from Ings. But either way, you guys have a chance to have your say. And of course, before I do get stuck in, I got to remind you guys that we have been brought to you today with thanks to Surfshark. Hold for the ad read, please. This video is being brought to you with thanks to our friends at Surfshark. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to not only browse the internet entirely anonymously, but also very securely. Surfshark will secure your data with industry-leading measures using uncrackable encryption and the most secure VPN protocols. One subscription with Surfshark will work across all of your devices. I use it for unlocking things like American Netflix. We also use it if we want to watch our Canadian DAZN account and a couple of other bits and pieces. The good news is you can get 83% off. That's right, I did say 83% off. And an additional 3 months free using the Anfield Agenda link in the description. They've also got a really credible and unique 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like Surfshark, it doesn't meet your needs, which I'm going to be honest with you, it will and you won't. But if you do, if you want to change, Surfshark give you 30 days to change your mind. Why not give Surfshark a try? You'll be supporting us here at Anfield Agenda and you'll be treating yourself to the best VPN provider out there, bar none. Right, thank you guys for your patience and understanding. We are back live, and look, I'm going to go through, give you guys my match reaction, my player ratings, and then we'll have Paddy and Chris joining us for another match reaction. So look, I'm going to really quickly start going through and doing the player ratings, and bear in mind, these aren't an exact science. Some of you guys are going to completely disagree with what I have to say. Some of you may agree with what I have to say. But ultimately, remember, I've had very little time to process this in between the end of the game and that. So let's start with Alisson. It's a strange game for Alisson today. In the first half, he should have done better for the Villa goal. I got to get that out there. When you're a goalkeeper and you are at any level, one of the first things you're taught to do in those scenarios, if you can hold on to the ball, is push it as wide as you can, as far away from danger as you can, and to allow it to spill into the path of Douglas Luiz, I think it wasn't great. You add to that the shaky nature of the ball getting caught under his feet. You add to that the fact that he played the ball off Ollie Watkins. But then you take all of that and you forget about it, because in the second half, he comes up with a save from Danny Ings that probably helped us with the 3 points. So I'm willing to gloss over the shit first half that he had, because once again, when he's required in a one-on-one situation, there is no better keeper in the Premier League for me than Alisson Becker. And for that, you'll get a 7. A good solid 7 for Alisson. He's enough credit in the bank for me to have a couple of mistakes in him. And yeah, love him. Never going to really criticise him. Moving across to Trent. Tough one to gauge, because I think he did a lot of things really well, Trent, but his crossing wasn't good enough. One incident that I do think he did very well in the first half was when he pulled the ball back for Keita. I think that was Trent. And Keita fluffed his lines, not Trent's fault. But ultimately, he got a great engine, Trent, and he was tracking back really well. But it wasn't a good game from him. He'll know that. He'll expect better ahead of the FA Cup final. 6 for Trent today. And I think maybe if we bring in young Calvin Ramsey from Aberdeen, or maybe that little bit of a, I don't want to say challenger, but that little bit of competition, that little bit of an alternative for Klopp might give him a kick up the backside. And I'm not saying Trent is lazy or Trent is becoming complacent or anything like that. He's excellent. He'll be better. Today he wasn't at his best for me. Costas. I love the man. I love so much about the way Costas plays the game. I love that his crossing is phenomenal. I mean, just look at the ball that he whipped in for Mane's header in the first half that Sadio just headed wide. It was perfection. It was whipped. It had pace. It took the defence completely out of the question. It was brilliant. And going forward, I don't think you're going to see many better attacking fullbacks in Europe than Costas Tsimikas. he can do his man with pace instinctively. If there is a little bit to work on with Costas, of course, it's probably his defensive side. But usually when Klopp plays him, he's playing him because he wants him higher up the pitch and he's wanting him to be more of an attacking threat. So I think for Costas, I thought 7.5. I thought he played well. Costas, I was I was happy with his performance. Centre backs, I thought Matip had a better game than Virgil van Dijk today, if I'm being entirely honest. But again, I ask, where was Oliver defending for the Villa goal? Yes, it was offside. We can't get away from that fact that it was offside. But ultimately, we went through a 15-minute period in the first half where we looked at 6s and 7s. We looked completely lost and there was no leadership from the back. Ironically, I'm saying all of this and I have to caveat it by the fact that Verge played the defensive line correct and Ollie Watkins should have been offside. But we still didn't defend the rest of the move well enough. So Verge, for me, 7. Matip, 8. I thought John Matip did very well. I'm always very composed when Matip plays as a fan because I love everything he does. I love that he breaks forward. He got himself a goal as well today, a very important goal by making sure he was in the penalty area. So yeah, we move on into midfield. It's very difficult to give Fabinho a rating because he went off so early in the game. So I'm going to switch and give Henderson a rating. 6 for Hendo. It was an odd game in midfield, and I'm really struggling to get to grips with how to grade players in midfield. I mean, Henderson I'm going to give a 6 to because I don't know what else to say at this moment, to be honest. I'm struggling to think of too much he did right or wrong. Now, I've probably missed a few bits, so I apologise for that. Curtis Jones. I thought Curtis Jones did really well as the first half went on. I thought the last 15 minutes of the first half, he was one of our best players. Had a very good strike from distance that forced Emi Martinez into a save. Had another couple of pot shots that went over. But good to see Curtis Jones playing with confidence. And he was going past men very easily. And he was making opportunities on the edge of the Aston Villa penalty area. And for that, I'm going to give Curtis Jones a 7. I think he could feel a little bit unlucky to be hauled off, if I'm being really honest with you. I thought Jones did well today for after the first 25, because we were all over the place in the first 25 minutes as a team. The game was a bit mental. Who was our other midfielder? Naby Keita should have had himself a goal. He'll look back at that for the rest of his career and never understand how he didn't score. Kicked it off his standing foot, but I think that was a game we've seen all sides of Naby Keita. He was going past men for fun at times, and some of the decision making was lackluster. But I thought Naby played. I thought it was more encouraging from Naby Keita than we've seen previously. So 7 for Naby Keita. Moving up top. Who was up top to start? Diaz. I thought he was fucking brilliant again. I won't lie. I thought he was brilliant again. I'm going to give Luis Diaz an 8.5. I thought he was brilliant. The genius of Luis Diaz, I believe, can be summed up in the weight of pass for Sadio Mane's header. Because if he just chips that in, like many others were doing when we got into wide areas, there isn't enough pace on it for Sadio to be able to do much with it. But he put it in at pace and made sure Sadio just needed to guide it. Now, I say just needed to. There was a lot of work still needed to be done from Sadio Mane to finish that off. But Diaz was everywhere. Left, right, centre. Didn't know how to mark him. He was brilliant. I love him. Absolutely brilliant. And yeah, quality performance from Diaz. And I think we're going to have fun watching this guy play football. Diogo Jota. I don't know how you judge. Do we judge Jota on goals or an all-round performance? Because technically, there's a lot of stuff that I'm scratching my head at times wondering what he's at and what he's doing. But then again, he pops up with really important mad goals. But today he didn't pop up one of them goals. So he worked hard. But I'm not happy with this Diogo Jota compared to the Diogo Jota we had 6 months ago. So 6 for Diogo Jota. Sadio Mane, I do agree with Sadio being man of the match from Sky. I have to say, I think some frustration from Sadio's performance at times. Probably could have had himself a couple of more goals, but I said it when he scored, and I'm going to repeat it now. Give the man a new contract, put it in front of him, get him to sign it. We need to keep Sadio Mane at this football club. He has been a revelation to me since his position has been changed. And I think he's fantastic. I love him and I want him to stay at the club and I hope we can resolve it. And I think he was a worthy man of the match today. So yeah, I'm going to give Sadio Mane a 9. And for me, he was my man of the match, same as Sky. I thought he can be frustrating, but he can also be brilliant. And those moments of brilliance are usually worth all the frustration. So yeah, big ups to Sadio today. That goal was the decision maker in the end, and it was very good. Right, if you want me to quickly go through the substitutes, Thiago, 7, did exactly what you'd expect Thiago to do when he came on. One decision he made incorrectly was when he tried to play the ball to Salah and he wasn't paying attention to where Mane was. It came off the back of Mane and the attack broke down. But ultimately, we looked a bit more assured in possession with Thiago on the pitch, and I would have liked to have seen him not have to take part in the game at all and rest up. But yeah, good performance when he came on. Mohamed Salah, 5. Should have scored within 30 seconds of being on the pitch. Should have at least made the keeper work on another occasion. And I felt we looked fine without him in the first half. And I felt we didn't push on when he came on. I'm concerned for Mo's form and where his head's at. So yeah, 5, and I'm sticking over it. 5 is fair. I don't think he deserves that more than that. He was average when he came on, and he looked pissed off sitting on the bench. Completely understandable. You know, he'd want to play, but I think if we take off our rose-tinted glasses and talk about form, you know, did Klopp rest him today, or was he reminding him that he isn't infallible? I don't know. But ultimately, I hope that it spurs Mo on. I hope that he signs the contract, and I hope that we see the best of Mohamed Salah again very soon, because we all love him and idolise the man. So yeah, look, that's where I'm at with my player ratings. I appreciate your feedback as always. If you're watching this back later on, please do keep in mind that I haven't had time to process the game and I'm working off instinct. So if there's any incidents that I missed and stuff like that, I do apologise. Right, really quickly, where are we at with the man of the match poll? We're about to hit 1,000 votes on that. You guys still have a little chance to have your say. I'm going to read a couple of comments before we move this first match reaction to a close. And don't go anywhere, because I'm going to be joined by my two compadres, Mr. Paddy Murphy and Mr. Chris Stonage. So yeah, I can't wait to hear what the guys have to say. That is coming up in a couple of minutes' time. Right, just be honest, Salah gets a 4 to be kind, said Joe Boy. We're bollocks tired, said John Derwin. Yeah, look, that's understandable. You know, again, a reminder that Liverpool will play every game possible for them to have played when this season started. That's a crazy stat. Every game and every competition we will have played by the end of this season. So yeah, the lads are tired, which is understandable. But we got the job done. We did our part today. We got the win. Now we go over and we see what Manchester City are about tomorrow. Coutinho, man of the match for self-sabotage, said greetings. Ala Entertainment said contract issues may be a problem for Salah. We'll get stuck into that with Chris and Paddy in a couple of minutes, because if we're to have that conversation, I'd like to have it with a wider group so we can get a more of a consensus on it than just me giving my opinion. But yeah, did I drop out there for a minute? Sorry, I don't know if I dropped out or something. My apologies. I didn't know that. But look, I'm really quickly going to bring this stream to a close and going to do the match reaction with Paddy and Chris, because I'm really looking forward to jumping on with the lads and hearing what they have to say. Let's end the Anfield Agenda Man of the Match poll, and I can confirm, as voted for by over 1,000 of the Anfield Agenda viewers, your Anfield Agenda Man of the Match today is Sadio Mane with 60% of the vote. Luis Diaz in second place with 24%. Alisson Becker somehow finished ahead of Joel Matip with 8%, and Joel Matip in fourth with 7%. Do drop a like on the video for me, friends, before you head off. Please do. It's really important for us. And if you haven't subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. A little reminder as well, tomorrow I'll be over on Twitch for the watch along of Manchester City's trip to take on Wolves, so you can join me for that half an hour before the game kicks off. Really quickly now, I'm going to end this one. I'll be back in 2 minutes with Paddy and Chris. Don't go anywhere, and shout out to our sponsors again, Surfshark, link in the description below. Much love, my friends. I will see you guys